Ohio State football opens preseason camp right back there through those doors. I hope you can see them here outside the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. I'm Nathan Baird from cleveland.com, and with Stephen Means. Tell me the number one thing you want to see on the first day of Ohio State preseason camp.
Shocking. It's with quarterbacks. I want to see them with the first-team offense, the real first-team offense, and see how they move the ball. They didn't get that in the spring because Marvin's Marvin, so he's not doing a whole bunch, and then Emeka Egbuka and Julian Fleming are out. Xavier Johnson is out halfway through it because he does something to his foot, I believe, or ankle. I can't remember. And also they're trying to figure stuff out with the offensive line, and your running backs are in and out. A lot of the pieces that are going to be playing on September 2nd and on were not available to Kyle McCord and Devin Brown. That's not an excuse. When fall camp starts, all those guys are going to be full go, as Ryan Day said. They're at full strength, so much at full strength that they've got depth of positions. They're going to be able to use multiple fields with different position groups, which I don't know if they've ever been that full strength. Over the last couple of years, there's always been something. So I want to see what that offense looks like with both of these quarterbacks when they're moving it down the field with all of the weapons at their disposal.
I'm going to look at the other side of the ball because we think there's maybe some special players on this defense, special young players. They've given us a lot of indications that these guys are coming, and that could be Kenyatta Jackson off the edge. It could be Sonny Styles in the secondary. It can be C.J. Hicks at linebacker. We think there are some second-year players who are at kind of a crucial step, and obviously next year it's wide open for them to just take over at pretty much any of those positions. But right now, there's guys in front of them, and I want to see on day one of preseason camp where are those guys lining up and what sort of plan does it seem like Ohio State has for all of those, because in some way all of those guys, and partially because we ask about them all the time, but those guys have been talked up, some more than others, over these past several months, going back into the spring. And in the spring, I wasn't putting a ton of importance in who's with the twos, who's with the ones, especially for a second-year guy. That's the time, Jim Knowles even said it, you got to dominate the twos before you get your shot to be the one, and that process was unfolding through the spring. We saw it keep rolling up through the spring game for some of these guys. So now, what happened this summer that gave them more clarity on where those guys fit in for 2023? It's not to say it won't change over the course of a year. We've obviously seen guys who have built over the course of a season and won more trust and dominated the twos, presumably behind the scenes even more, and taken over. But I just want to see where these guys are starting from, because especially in the case of Styles, I think there's still a lot of questions as to what is the plan, how will he fit in, is he ready already, does he have a spot to really kind of become who he could be this year with this defense? Maybe he doesn't, but there's definitely indications that he's that special of a player. So when are we going to see it? How are we going to see it on the field? We will be here tomorrow for the first day of preseason camp. Get the text, 614-350-3315. We'll be texting everything we see and hear after camp wraps up, and we'll be talking to Jim Knowles and some linebackers. A lot of information coming at you from Buckeye Talk.